If you own a dog, you've probably been absolutely buried in advice. You hear things like, you have to be the alpha, show him who's boss. But then in the next breath, someone else says, no, it's all about positive reinforcement. It can be so confusing. So today, we're going to cut right through all that noise and get to the real heart of our relationship with our dogs. Okay, let's get into it.
This is the big one, isn't it? It's the question that keeps so many of us up at night. Is all that barking and the jumping and the pulling on the leash, is that some kind of power struggle? It's a really common fear. And honestly, it's the question that has shaped dog training for decades. But what if the entire question is based on a huge misunderstanding?
You know the drill. We've all heard it. The basic idea is that dogs are pack animals, right? And every pack needs a leader. So the theory goes, if you don't step up and be the alpha, well, your dog is going to try and fill that top spot. And that's going to lead to chaos in your house. I mean, it sounds kind of logical, which is why it's been on TV shows and in so many books for years.
And this theory often points to behaviors just like these as the proof. Your dog pulling on the leash? Oh, he's trying to lead the pack. Guarding his food bowl? That's a direct challenge for your alpha status. And ignoring you when he calls him to come? We're told that's just pure defiance. For so long, we've been taught to look at these really common dog behaviors through this lens of conflict and power.
This right here, this is the core advice that grows out of that whole alpha theory. It basically suggests that your relationship with your dog is this constant test of wills, where you have to project this aura of leadership just to stay in control. And look, for a very long time, this was the main way of thinking. But what if the science that started it all was just wrong?
So, let's actually dig into what modern science tells us. Because in the last few decades, animal behaviorists have taken a much closer look at where this whole alpha wolf idea even came from. And you know what? What they found changes pretty much everything.
Okay, so here's the backstory. The original alpha wolf idea came from studies of captive wolves. And these weren't family units. They were unrelated wolves all thrown together in an enclosure. So of course they were stressed, and of course there was competition. It was a totally artificial, stressful environment. Out in the wild, wolf packs are just families. You have the parents guiding their kids. It's not about aggression and fighting for rank. It's about cooperation.
And this isn't just some new trend. We're talking about major organizations, like the Association of Professional Dog Trainers, that have been working for years to get this corrected. In fact, the scientist who first made the term alpha famous, Dr. L. David Mech, has spent the last few decades telling people to stop using it. Why? Because his own research on wild wolves proved his original theory wrong.
So, listen, this is absolutely crucial to understand. A dog is not dominant. Dominance is not a personality trait like being goofy or being shy. It's just a word scientists use to describe a specific relationship over a specific thing at a specific moment. You know, one dog might get the chew toy this time, but the other dog gets the best spot on the couch. It's always changing. It is not a fixed identity.
Okay, so if we're throwing out this whole idea of being the boss who's always in a power struggle, what do we replace it with? Well, this is where things get really good. This is where the most rewarding part of having a dog truly begins. It's all about making a big shift in how we see things.
Exactly. This is that aha moment, that light bulb moment that so many dog trainers see. The relationship isn't a battle you have to win every day. It's a partnership. It's a collaboration between two different species who happen to love each other, but who just have different ways of seeing the world. I love this analogy because it makes the point perfectly. Who's smarter, the brain surgeon or the tow truck driver? Well, it totally depends on the situation, right? You don't want the tow truck driver doing brain surgery, and you probably don't want the surgeon trying to fix your engine. Our dogs have their own kind of genius, that incredible sense of smell, their hearing. Our job isn't to crush that, it's to guide it.
So this is the new mindset. Instead of trying to be some intimidating alpha, you become a trusted guide. Or think of it as being a benevolent leader. You're the one who understands the human world. Your job isn't to dominate your dog, it's to patiently and lovingly show them how to navigate our weird world safely and happily.
Okay, that all sounds really nice, but what does it actually look like day to day? Let's get into the practical stuff, the real steps you can take to build this kind of amazing relationship with your dog.
These are really the 5 pillars. First, you calmly control the resources, the food, the walks, the toys. This isn't a power trip. You're just showing them that all the good stuff in life comes from you. Second, set really clear, consistent boundaries so they always know the rules. Third, create structure. Dogs love routine. It makes them feel safe. Fourth, train with patience, and always remember it's a two-way conversation. And maybe most important of all, stay calm. Your dog feeds off your energy.
But if you only remember one word from this entire thing, please let it be this one: consistency. Consistency in your rules, your schedule, your training cues. That is what builds trust. It makes the world predictable and safe for your dog, and that cuts way down on their anxiety. It is the absolute foundation of being a great leader.
All right, you ready? Let's do a little myth-busting on those dominance signs we talked about earlier. We'll start with a classic. We have all been told that a dog yanking you down the street is trying to take control of the walk.
The reality is actually so much simpler and a lot less dramatic. For a dog, the world is just this incredibly exciting buffet of sights and smells. They pull because they just can't wait to get to that super interesting bush or see what's around the next corner. Plus, their natural walking pace is just faster than ours. It's pure enthusiasm, not a military coup.
And what about jumping? The old way of thinking tells us that when a dog jumps all over you, it's a clear sign of disrespect, an attempt to physically get on top of you.
The truth is actually pretty sweet. How do dogs greet each other? Face to face. When they jump on us tall humans, they're just trying to get closer to our faces to say hi, the only way they know how. It's not a rebellion. It's just a super enthusiastic, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here."
So, you see? When we let go of all these old confrontational myths, we can finally focus on what training is really all about. It's not about forcing obedience just for the sake of control. It's about communication. It's about understanding. And it's about making that incredible bond we share with them even stronger.
Okay, this is a huge one. Have you ever asked your dog to do something and they suddenly just start sniffing the ground, or they give a big yawn or lick their lips? It's so easy to think they're just ignoring you. But these are what we call displacement behaviors. It's your dog's way of saying, "Whew, I'm feeling a little stressed or confused right now." It's communication, not defiance.
And this, right here, is the ultimate payoff. When you become that trusted guide, your dog doesn't feel like they have to be in charge of everything. They don't have to worry about protecting the house or making big decisions. They can finally just relax. They know you've got it covered. Clear, kind leadership is one of the greatest gifts you can give your dog, because what it really gives them is a feeling of safety.
It really all boils down to this. Our dogs give us their absolute unconditional trust, and when we shift our own mindset from being their boss to being their guide, we finally start to live up to that trust. It's about becoming that calm, consistent, and compassionate leader that our amazing dogs truly deserve.
So I want to leave you with this question. What is just one small thing you can change, starting today, to become more of that trusted guide? Maybe it's just asking for a calm sit before you put their food bowl down. Or maybe it's just having a little more patience on your walk tomorrow. Think about one small change you can make, because that's what this whole beautiful journey is really about.